Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mobeen Malik, and the circuit I'm going to implement today is the demonstration of backlights of a car with three functionalities that are the hazard or emergency, braking, and turn signals. This turn signal is for the left turn and this turn signal is for the right turn. I will explain all this in detail in just about a minute. So the objective we have to achieve is shown in this slide right here. The problem is to design a circuit that controls the rear lights of a car, and we have to assume that there is a single lamp in each of the rear lights, which means that there is no separate lamp for the turn indicator or the braking. Now, the inputs that we have to give to the controller are: this is the left turn signal, this is the right turn signal, this is the emergency, BR is when the brake is applied, and BL is the blinker. It would have a frequency of 1 Hertz. It would be basically a pulse of 1 Hertz frequency. And the output will be the left turn signal and the right turn signal. These are some of the conditions that we have to fulfill. When there is an emergency signal applied, there should be the blinking of light, and the blinking should be present in both of the lights. When we apply the brake over the emergency signal, the brake has to override the emergency signal, which means even if the emergency signal is being applied, the light has to be a constant 1, not the blinking caused by the pulse we have given at the input. And after that, the next condition that we have to fulfill is that the left turn or the right turn overrides the brake signal, which means that if the brake is being applied, then both of the backlights are on. And if any of the turn signal is applied, the constant backlight is turned back to the flashing state. Now, the truth table that we can achieve from these conditions is shown in this table. As you can see here in this first two outputs, no matter what the blinking state is, either it is 0 or 1, there is nothing at the output. Now, if we apply the emergency signal right here, the output is displaying a high when there is a high pulse on the blinking and a low when there is a low pulse. Now, if we apply the brakes, the brake overrides the emergency right here and displays a constant 1 throughout in this area. Now, if we apply the left turn signal, it has to show a constant blinking, which is why we have followed the blinking in this output. Now, if we use the rudimentary logics to convert this 16-bit system to a smaller 8-bit system, we can see that for the first two outputs, the state is a constant 0. For the next two outputs, it follows BL or blinking. For the next four outputs, it follows 1s. And for the remaining outputs, it follows the blinking again. The circuit is now demonstrated in this schematic in Proteus. This is my mux, which I have used for both left and right signals. It consists of 8 AND gates as opposed to the 5 in previous example. Now, this is the actual circuit of the 8x1 mux, which I have then used in my parent sheet right here. Now, let's run the circuit and show you how it works. Now, as our conditions were that if the emergency is applied, then both of the left and right signal has to be flashing. So if I apply the emergency right here, you can see the flashing is appearing on both the outputs. Now, the next condition was that if we apply the brakes over the emergency, then both of the lights have to be static. They should not be flashing when the brakes are applied. Now, if I apply the brakes, you can see the both lights have gone static, and this shows that brakes are actually being applied and it has overcome the emergency signal which was given from here. Now the next condition demanded that if I applied the turn signal over the braking or emergency, then the blinking should return back to only that signal on which the turn input is being applied. So if I apply left turn input, then you can see that the left light is flashing, which will show that the car is going to turn left. And if I apply the right turn signal, you can also see that the right turn signal is working. This was my demonstration of a car turn signal, its emergency and braking using the muxes. I hope you have learned a thing or two. Take care. Allah Hafiz.